U.S. Elite left the Underclass World Series of the championship, but not before this past weekend delivered some huge individual performances all over LakePoint sports. Here to recap the tournament, I am Cory McCartney, joined by the man who really had his finger on the pulse of it all, PBR Georgia Scouting Director Phil Kerber. Phil, it's good to have you back in.
Glad to be back on, Cory. Like you said, U.S. Elite, they did the hard way. You know, they were a team that made the playoffs through the play-in game and then had to win 3 to win it all, and they took down the very competitive Louisiana Knights team. I mean, when you look back on the actual playoff bracket, both of them had to go through some really tough competition to make it, and then they did not disappoint in the championship game in a very competitive match.
Yeah, a great championship game. And I know even with those two and all the players throughout this tournament, there were some guys that absolutely had you hyped up. So give me Phil's top 5 from the Underclass World Series.
Yeah, we'll start with the champions. And Ewing, shortstop out of Ohio. He's a Wright State commit. Really made an impact with his left-handed swing. And the impact in the championship game was probably the most important, where he first inning hits a RBI 2-run double and just really got U.S. Elite off to a hot start. And then they kind of held on so those early runs were really important for them. And Ewing was just instrumental throughout the entire tournament. You know, it's an aggressive pull side, gap to gap type swing where he's just tons of bat speed, and there's a lot to like from him. And then staying with USA Elites, you've got Notre Dame commit Chase Krewson, outfielder, left-handed hitter, ranked 100 nationally. He was a kid that, you see that left-hand swing, it's premium bat speed, premium bat to ball skill, and it's a really impressive. He was extra base hits, kind of line drives throughout using the entire field. So he's another guy that impacted the game with his swing. And then going to our runners-up, Louisiana Knights, a shortstop Dylan Thompson committed to Texas A&M. He was part of Team Louisiana at the 2020 Future Games this past year, and just really impressive on both sides. Defensively, everything that came his way, he made it look easy. Quick, smooth hands, enough arm strength where he's going to stick on the left side when he gets to Texas A&M. And then at the plate, it's a wiry strength, so you can see the frame filling out as he continues to mature. I mean, he's only a 2023. So once he starts putting on a little weight with all the bat speed he's got and the quick athletic hands, he's really going to be able to drive the ball with some serious force. And then number 4 on it, Aaron Jamison. The first time we've had a team from West Virginia come down to LakePoint in the Appalachian Aces, and it was a team that kind of surprised me with the talent they had from top to bottom. And Aaron Jamison was the one that stuck out for me. An outfielder committed to West Virginia, just another guy with premium bat speed from the left side, could really drive the ball gap to gap. And I caught a couple of their games. He's really got good feel at the plate for, has a plan. He was facing a left-on-left matchup in one of the games I was watching, and the kid pitching was coming from this very unorthodox angle where the ball probably for a left-hander looked like it was coming right at him. And instead of trying to pull it or do too much, he was thinking opposite field the entire time. Fouls went off down the line that probably would have been a double if it lands fair, and then comes back with a line drive to left field. And then you fast forward to Sunday night where they're playing against the Georgia Power with a big-time clutch hit for Jameson when they're down. I think they were actually either down 1-0 or tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and he comes through and just absolutely crushes a ball off the wall in center field to give Appalachian Aces the lead, and they eventually hold on to win that game. So he was really an influential bat for them, and it was good to see some boys from West Virginia down at LakePoint. I think I checked off my list of tweets there, PBR West Virginia, for the first time. So, that's a personal thing there. And finally, Kevin McGonigle from 3N2 Warriors, a shortstop out of Pennsylvania, committed to Auburn, and you can see why Auburn really likes him. Another left-handed bat, tons of bat speed, and he's got a nice physical, athletic frame. Just everything he hits comes off the bat hard. I mean, it's just really put on a show offensively, and he almost led 3N2 Warriors to the final. They were down to Louisiana Knights in the 7th inning, and he kind of got a rally started with this big double that banked off the wall in right field. I mean, and then, you look at him defensively, handles the left side with ease. Another kid that's going to, when he gets to Auburn, will stick on the left side. Or maybe he moves to third base, but he's got the arm and the actions to be able to stick at short or third.
Well, that's just a taste of the talent that was on display at the Underclass World Series. And if you want to watch any of it, we got you covered with LakePoint Live, powered by PlaySite. Head on over to LakePointSports.com for all the details. Also, if you're not already, and you're really honestly doing yourself a disservice if you're not, make sure you're following Phil Kerber PBR and PBR Georgia on Twitter for everything that's happening at LakePoint Sports. Phil, thanks as always.
Thanks for having me on, Cory.